चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो गदाधार शिव हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे कृष्ण. As we have a very small group, we will take questions. See, based on the Mr. Shilpama, you had a question. Read the question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Actually, I forgot the question. Please excuse me. I'll just think through.
I remember. I can.
Yeah, Prabhu, I remembered now. Is it okay if I?
Yeah, please.
So, thank you for checking, Prabhu. Thank you for joining every day. For us, your time and energy greatly. So my question: we run into multiple scenarios, various scenarios, in which we sometimes we have to take care of our dependents as a service to the Lord, because He has given this service to correct myself in this material world. So it's an opportunity to as a service to take care of the dependents. Now, the question is the scenario is multiple scenarios with the dependents, in which some scenarios where we cannot do anything. We know that material nature is acting on us. So we know for sure there is some mode or something like that which is acting on them as well. So, but we know the result of the scenario, which will definitely not be good. So so we have to stop them for sure from going out, taking another association, so forth. So sometimes we just be as an sakshi, like just suggest and then do nothing. Sometimes that's not sufficient. We have to be like strong enough, adamant, and not allow. So how to be at so when we don't allow that's somehow or the other they feel bad, and then it wouldn't be done, so they wouldn't go out at night or so forth. That is fine, but when we are like a sakshi, where they go, the mm, what is it? There's an inner suffering in the heart. Why am I allowing? Why am I? I should have done even more better. Should I've done? Then they wouldn't go. So being as a sakshi, just watching without any, because the situation would anyway go away. However, the suffering in the heart, that is that what should we be? What is our level of consciousness? What should our consciousness be in that state where we are a sakshi? We just be as a sakshi without responding anything, because we know the situation is out of our hands for sure. Rather than again igniting, we calm that silence. However, the heart inside would be it'll go through certain emotions and a lot more. So how to, yes, dependent,
Actually,
more dependent. Yes.
there is a there is a bigger picture around everything. Not that exact instant that you are actually looking. So there is so high bigger picture behind that. We don't know, but there is a lot of bigger picture behind it. You just mentioned about material nature. This material nature is working on everyone. Material nature is very hard. How the material nature is hard, we can see through our mind, we can see through our senses. How the material nature is very hard, we can see through our family members and their absorption in this material world, or someone else who's so much absorbed in this material. If we really want to practice Krishna consciousness in the midst of all of these things, we should be very clear with our journeys with everyone, every living, especially
Prabhu, Prabhu, I apologize for interrupting. Your voice is a little bit mumble, Prabhu.
how about now? You can hear me?
Yeah, much better if you speak up a little bit
You can hear
louder.
me now? You can
Yes,
hear me
Prabhu.
now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Right, right. So the material nature is very powerful. To what we understand is is very minimal. What we can perceive through our vision. So if anything is in our realm, for example, children, sending them to the right schools, sending them out or not, that is under our realm. That is not in their realm. Just giving an example. So, with children has to be sent to which school, that is completely parents' responsibility. It's not the child's responsibility because the child is not doing it all by himself. It is a parent who is doing it all by their presence. Not only that, anything which you are dealing with children, it is our responsibility. So, as a parent, you own that we cannot be sakshi to that. So one should be very clear in those meetings. I told you this also about this. We should be very clear where we are sending our children, where we are not sending our children. I gave an example. I discussed this example. I discussed this example with my spiritual master also a couple of days ago. I was telling the spiritual master, the devotees are practicing since 20, 30 years. But the children, they cannot take the process of Krishna consciousness due to lack of relationship. And then the child, they go to a university, and then after that, the child will develop a living relationship with American girls or American boys. Right after, right during the engineering days or after engineering. So they get settled through that, and then they never come to the parents. So this is how the situation is happening in America. So if the parents are not vigilant, they're not taking the measures what they are supposed to take, because this is a measure which everyone has to take. The parents are not taking the measures, right measures, and then they say that I'm just a sakshi, that's a problem. So that is our responsibility. Say, if the child is suffering, after that, no doubt that the child has his own karma, but we are also part of it. We are not out of it. So we cannot just stay or place or do something. We need to discuss. We need to discuss with the husband. We need to discuss with the family members. We need to discuss the situation. We need to discuss the circumstances. No doubt, everyone is doing the other way, but we should see what is best for us. If the children are with us, at least we can see how they are, what they are doing, what they are not doing. See, once they are 23, 24, they are mature. But this is the age, right? 16 through 22 is a very bad age. So we should be very vigilant. We have seen ourselves also in that situation. Not that this is for this. You don't have to be fully Krishna conscious also. It's a basic science, basic fundamental principles of ensuring that the children are growing with the right age spirit. So children will be adamant, will not listen, but we are the parents, we should tell them. And also, at the end of the day, what are our priorities? If our priority is money, then that is other alternative. But if the priority is really Krishna conscious, then we should see that those things are rightly done. So, Sakshi cannot be done. We cannot, the female is Sakshi. We should speak up. This is our responsibility. We should speak up. We cannot say that, oh, we cannot speak now, we should speak it up. You should speak with your husband, you should speak with the family members about the matter. It can be any matter, any subject. I'm just taking an example. It can be any subject, anything related to children, it has to be like, taken into consideration. So I remember when Sritam Master, when he tries to get married to some devotees, he would do one session, two sessions, three sessions, four sessions, five sessions, 10 sessions, until the person is convinced that this is the right answer to do. Now, initially, the mother and the father-in-law were not convinced, but now after the marriage, they're very happy. They might not see that at that moment, so they might be looking for their own caste, they might be looking for their own thing, their own other thing. But later on, they'll understand, oh, I know how important it is. Likewise, the children, they might not understand today. They will understand when they are 30 or 40. They will understand. They will see how much they are protected. So those things have to be taken care. It has to be applied very nice. Yes, the heart will not accept because you are hearing the truth. Or the heart will accept, or the heart will accept. The heart will never accept because remaining sakshi is the greatest obstruction. Because our heart will always tell, you shouldn't have done, you shouldn't have done, you should have done something tonight. Or so many other things that we should be strict. So, not to view that we should give so much love to them. That is also very important. If the love is not given, the love is not seen, that is another problem. So this is the whole point. This is the whole point I'm trying to tell them. Earlier, mother used to stay at home, father used to go, make a livelihood. Now both mother and father are going. Now who will take care of the children? They say children also go to home. But if the mother is also stressed out at the office, what can she take care of? How can she take care of the children? How can she take care of the children? It becomes difficult. I know that I'm not saying they'll not take care. They'll take care, but it becomes difficult. If the mother is at home, so the best thing is one parent should be at the other parent should go to office. But if that is not the situation, then we have to find so many other ways to see. I tell the society is changing very fast. In the future, the living relationship will be common, and nobody will see that as a problem or an obstruction. It's already common now. Nobody cares if the boy and girl are living together before marriage, because everyone is doing this. So it's an open secret. So even parents are used to that. They'll be used to that down the line after 5 years. They'll be used to that. And all the students they went to America 10 years back. Their children will do if their children will do the same thing after 15 years. They'll be used to that. They are living in a country. Not only there, even in India, they'll be used to that. If good morals and ethics are not there. Even in India, so many people are doing the same thing, premarital affairs. So this is the biggest problem. That is why Krishna consciousness, giving Krishna consciousness, accepting Krishna consciousness, children also practicing Krishna consciousness is the greatest thing. Now everyone will say, show me God, show me God. Yeah, first you follow, then you'll see God. First you follow, first you try to understand. So the child who actually, he was practicing Krishna consciousness. I know that child very well. That is simple. Now, uh, it's a very, it's a very serious problem. Very, the heart, the heart cries for that. What can be done? Cannot do much. We can just offer a prayer. It's a very difficult situation. So when we see these kind of things happening in the future, is it not good to protect our children now? Is it not good to train our children in the right process? Is it not good to train our family in the right process? We should do that. Because that is the whole point. That is the purpose of this life. Purpose of this life is not, we are not this body, but a powerful spirit soul. But we are continuously exposing this so-called body. When we feel that we are this body, there is no question of really understanding that we are a powerful spirit soul, powerful person of the Lord. It's really a problem. It's really a problem because nobody wants to take that kind of association. Everyone wants to take an association where they're getting instant happiness. There are millions of people who are readily available to take instant happiness, but nobody wants to take real happiness, tangible happiness. Everyone has this experience. Who doesn't have this experience? So many relationship problems, so many health problems. Why all of these things are happening? Health problems because of overeating, relationship problems because of not understanding the other person, because of so many unwanted things in the heart, and financial crisis because of so much unnecessary spending money. Unnecessary spending. We are living in the cost of living is not more than 50,000. You pay rent and take care of everything. You get to eat fresh air with the compound. It's not more than 50,000 per month. To maintain 50,000, it's not a difficult thing. I was just thinking. I was just thinking the cost of living when I was in US. So high, so high. Rent was $2,000. Maintenance, all those things, earning another $1,000. Minimum $3,000. Just a simple 1% living, just $3,000. So too much. It's like almost 3 lakhs when you convert that. And that too, it's a small town in US. So what to speak of big cities? It's even more expensive. So the standards of living is very high. Then the expectation is also very high. And the children will also learn the same thing. They also have high expectations. They also want to earn so much, so much, 100K, 150K, 200K. I'm seeing another child who came to our community at the right time. The child was about to go to eighth grade. She completed eighth grade. She came to ninth grade. Wow. Very fortunate soul. Some fortunate souls in that. I was just thinking if she was there for 3 more years or 4 more years in the village, it would have been a disaster. It's almost instant. A shelter is happening, practicing Krishna consciousness. So what is want to say is there's a bigger picture behind all of these things. There's a material nature which is strongly working. I always think, let me tell you something. When I got reconnected to, when I got connected to Krishna consciousness again in America, it was 12, 13 years back. I always think about this. If 2 years before I was reconnected, I wouldn't have given my God, my sister, to my current brother. We don't know. Nothing is in our hand. That is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is nothing is in our hands. We try to work so much, but somehow, for example, you're sitting here. Your child is there, 10 feet far from you. She falls down. You're sitting 10 feet. You are seeing, literally seeing. Pashanti na Pashanti, you're actually seeing that she's falling down. She's falling down. You cannot hold her. And she's bleeding. Blood is coming from her mouth. You can't do much. In front of you, there's so many things in this world that's not in our control. But whatever is in our control, we should never leave. You never ever leave whatever there is there in our control. You want to say, you should say. Generally, what happens is through our sensitivity, understand your nature, know your heart. Through the sensitivity, what happens is you don't speak. You think that what's going to happen, what will be the situation. But whatever is in our hands, we should protect. We should protect. We pray to the Lord, oh my dear Lord, I'm not doing this for my own thing. I'm doing this for the well-being of the. If they are dependent, we should speak. We should speak or we should stop. We should protect them. Because they don't know what is right now. They will know what is right, what is wrong later. Later means if they take the course of Krishna consciousness. If they don't, that is another problem. Through ignorance, they completely go away from the science of Krishna consciousness. So what I want to conclude is, it's very important. Whatever is very important, do that to the best of our. We should never let that go. We don't want this try to go in the other direction. Also, the whole point. Whomever I know, however I get association through them, I always tell them, please come to our community. Stay here only if you like it, not force it. But come and see us, how we are leading our life, what are we doing, and what is our moral, what is our principles, what is our core values, for whom are we working, for whom are we leading our life. If you understand this, if you get that inspiration, because I don't see really what is anyone working like this in the world. There might be some places, some devotees might be working like this very sincerely. Our community person. Might be some places I don't know. I don't know all the places in the world. I don't know all the centers. There might be some places they're also practicing very sincere. But you also want to know them. So what am I trying to say is, if you want to protect ourselves, our dependence, if you see in the place, try to understand this place, try to know for whom you are working, how the community is going. Because this life is very short. Whatever we are doing is as per the scriptures. Not changing anything, not concocting anything, not modifying anything. So it is a serious business. And whoever gets connected, they will be the most fortunate people. I remember Srita Master telling to all, oh, you know who are the most fortunate people? The people who are sitting in front of you. You are all most fortunate because you all got connected to the process of Krishna consciousness, trying to follow the teachings of the Acharyas, and following the works of the spiritual master. Who will be most fortunate? You are the most fortunate person. Because we don't think what's happening in the world. We don't think what's happening there, what's happening here, how that is happening, or this is happening. We don't think too much about it. Because we don't want to invest our valuable human power in those things. Anything if you are thinking it's only for self. You're thinking of anything other than any of those activities only for this. There are so many devotees like that practicing. They are very happy practicing the process. There are scientists in our community who gave up their job and then working in our school. It's not a wonderful day who gave up their jobs and serving their very selfless economy. Your phone is on the weakness. So those things, Papa's message today, message is also very important. Don't be engaged in all unnecessary things of this world. The unnecessary things of this world will put us in so many compression states. Just simply eat some Krishna prasad, take care of your health, and then practice Krishna consciousness. Things of this business nature. But for this to happen like this, we need association. We cannot just do this anything. We need association, we need strong association. So even if you go to work here, work means go service. We see devotees. All devotees on this serving. So this we need to understand. We need to tell. We need to show what real Krishna consciousness, what is real life. Real life is not running behind money. A real life is not running behind sense gratification. Real life is this. We should train ourselves. We should train our children also like this. We should tell our children, I am not your father and mother. I am your temporary father and mother. The real father is Krishna. To see that real father, to taste that real father, you need to practice Krishna consciousness. You are not the father, you are not the mother, you are not anything. The Lord has given us that facility. So as that facility which we will given, we should be very strict. We cannot be good. If the child wants to go out in the night, no, we don't send them. It's not our thing. But the problem is, the only problem when you are staying in that kind of places, obviously this thing will come, these things will come again and again. Again. But if you change the association, that is another body. But to change the association, it's not easy, it's difficult. But whoever does that, is a most fortunate person in this world. It's sheltered and protected. I will think, how many years we will work in the so-called society which is full of speculation? Whatever basic minimum requirements are taken, if that is already taken into. I was sharing to my spiritual master a couple of years ago about this also. I was telling, unnecessarily people are working very hard. Your spiritual master, people, especially in countries like America, people are working very hard. Unnecessarily, it is not required. You should take up to the sense of Krishna consciousness. You should follow the principles of Anatman. Simply live. When do we follow Sanatana? Our real consciousness. How do we understand our real constitutional position? You know how we understand the real constitutional position? When we take to the science of Krishna consciousness and we do that under the association. Real Krishna consciousness. Yes, there is sadhu sangha. Everyone will go to 3 days. After that, what? Yes, they get inspiration. For how many days that inspiration will continue? That's important. One time, a sincere devotee asked his always Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Maharaj, if a sadhaka really wants to practice pure devotion, what he should do? He immediately said he should take pure devotee association continuously. That's it. That's the answer. So the sadhu sangha, these places are to give inspiration for understanding Krishna consciousness. But to take that Krishna consciousness more deeper to the heart, we should have continuous association. You go for 3 days and then come back. You dance for 3 days. And then after that, if there is an opportunity to gratify ourselves, then we gratify ourselves. That is what happened for those 3 days. That is very important. Association is very key. So the sadhu sangha, purpose of sadhu sangha is what? Why they go to sadhu sangha retreat? To take more association with sadhus. To take more association. Continuous association. The wonderful Vaishnava go come, they chant and dance for 3 days. Then after that. But if that association is you, if you don't aspire to take that association after the sadhu sangha, then going to sadhu sangha is not successful. Just spend some dollars. You slept there for a couple of days. You had prasad for a few days. You chanted, you heard, you read together, you heard Bhagavatam. Yes, no doubt it will give benefit, but that benefit is incremented when that continuity in the association is being taken continuously. The faith has to be enhanced. The faith has to be intense. This is very important. Alex, Amma, is that okay? Did I answer your question?
Definitely, Prabhu. Thank you so very much. Um, Thank you so very much. Definitely, constant association is very much needed. Otherwise, how would we know whether we are doing it right in a right way or not? So constantly checking, and then on a bigger picture, you said you you have answered in a very bigger picture, considering the society and the association that they are having. Definitely, Prabhu.
Yes.
Definitely makes
Literally
sense.
wasting the human form of life purpose is different. You don't know what the purpose is yet. Purpose is totally different. If you realize that more and more, taking the sounds very seriously. When we take that in that way, children will also take why they want it. We do love and affection, they will also take. But we should always understand there's always a bigger picture behind everything. No doubt how much you did to start it, but still it is progressing when we understand there is higher arrangement. The material nature is very powerful. The higher arrangement is there. We can't do much. So we just have to pray and move forward. So we give the science of Krishna consciousness, we try to give the science of Krishna consciousness to everyone. But only few will take. And whoever is taking it in that way, it's very actually whoever takes in that way only you will understand what this is. So this is hidden thing. Cannot be understood. It's a very hidden thing. So every opportunity has to be taken. Every opportunity has to be taken to really understand the science behind it. Prahlad Maharaj at every moment, at every instance of his life, is thinking about the Lord. He's not thinking about the Lord when there is a difficulty. Yes. Thinking about the Lord continuously. And then his mode of prayer is also so intense. When he was unable to see the Lord, he was crying out for the mercy. My dear Lord, I really want to see you. You are my only shelter and protection in this time. I do not have any other shelter. I'm in dire condition to sleep. I have to sleep. Without your presence, there is no existence. You will not keep it. Because the child was profusely crying out to see, take darshan of the Lord, to see his presence. And then since then, seeing the Lord continues. It's the desire is very important. The desire we need to cultivate. We need to have the deep desire to take that kind of association. If I do not have a desire, then how will I take the association? The desire is also very important. Manushanam sahasreshu kashit etarasita. Tam of siddhana kashit nam. It's very important. Only 1 in 1,000 will take this science. Even whoever comes to that science, only one will make it to perfection. That is very rare. You understand? Krishna consciousness is very rare. The more we strive, you see so many instances when devotees want to understand what devotion is. There's no devotees here. No one is devotee. We are trying to understand what devotion is. Today in the morning, Sujata is telling me a beautiful mistake. It's a very interesting. He's telling, oh my dear Lord, this material nature is very, very powerful, very difficult to take up this type of Krishna consciousness. It's not easy. It's very difficult. Yeah, I understand that this material nature is very powerful. Is there any way for us to really take up this type of Krishna consciousness? How powerful this material world is to the mind. Mind is always changeable. It doesn't stay at one place. It always wanders from one place to the other place. Mind is telling you go there, have some fun. You go here, have some fun. Watch this movie, do that. So many other things, very lot. If the jiva is engaged like this continuously, then what is the hope for the jiva to take the science of Krishna consciousness? He is telling this is not prayer. No, it's a beautiful prayer. Yes, it's a Madhyavi Heshibuddha Mama. Mamaya Prabhupada Maya Nisanta. This material nature is very powerful. So that's why please understand the material nature is very, very powerful. Our children, our family members, they might not know, but we should at least understand how this powerful is. How is this very powerful? Through that powerful nature, we should use every opportunity to protect ourselves. Very important. Very, very important. They should hear the truth every day. We should hear no matter what. Otherwise, what is the hope in this world? There's no hope in this world. The only hope in this world is sense gratification, but the sense gratification will never give happiness. If one thing is not giving happiness, what is the point of spending time in that? Doesn't have any value. It has no use. Today, in a beautiful instance, Krishna is telling to the people who are preaching, he's telling, oh, if you are telling about Krishna conscious, first you should see 100% you are following. If 100% you are not following, whatever you are telling, if the person is actually following, is hearing and following, he will get benefit. But through that, you will not get benefit because you are not following. If you follow, then only you will get benefit. Wow, that's very powerful statement. Powerful statement. That's why Krishna consciousness means first thing is honesty. Am I chanting my rounds? Am I hearing every day? Am I doing my services? Very, very important. Am I taking care of the family? That's also our responsibility. Very, this is very, very important. So whoever is speaking the science of Krishna consciousness, you should understand. When they tell to anyone, they should ask this question 200 times. Am I doing this? Am I following this? This is a great example. One day Mahatma Gandhi, in front of Mahatma Gandhi, his parents would come. He started, they brought his child, telling, oh, my child eats lots of sweets or something like that. Then, can you see that my child he stops eating it? It will deteriorate his health. Then he says, you bring him next week. Then they brought him next week. Then he said to the child, okay, last week I heard that you're eating sweets. Now you should stop eating sweets. The cherished treasured thing. Arey, you could have told this last week only. Why you told us to come next week? When he said, I need to stop first. Then further I took one. Yeah. So it is very important here. Krishna consciousness is a very honest process. If we are not doing, if we are not accepting, if we are not following those things, then it's a problem. So person is actually speaking. He is not doing. I'm talking to myself. To do it fully, 100%. If I say, stop doing sense gratification, and if I'm doing sense gratification, it doesn't make any sense. He'll be fully convinced that the sense gratification is the greatest obstruction in Krishna consciousness because we can never realize who we are if we are in that state. Then this is the first instruction which Mr. Krishna told. He said, if you really want to practice Krishna consciousness, if you really want to take this kind of Krishna consciousness, you should be very, very sincere. You should follow this honestly. I know you're following, but you should follow this more sincerely. Then you do this. This is what Krishna consciousness is. You need to understand this more. Take out this science very seriously. Try to practice to the best of our ability. Never give a chance to the mind in engaging in any of the unwanted things which Srila Prabhupada told us in today's statement. So let us try to be absorbed in this. Great. Anyone would like to add anything? Very good. People Mataji, do you have any questions?
Currently, I do not have, but I like to hear more on ego because um, I think the ego is there. Whatever I do, I'm doing, I'm cleaning. That behavior is there in my to how to overcome that. Maybe not in this session, member. In other session, you can cover this. This is this has been troubling me.
Sure. How is the Shravanam? Are you liking the classes?
Sorry. Your
How
voice
is
is
our Hare Krishna?
not clear, Prabhuji.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but it's like it seems to me you're very far. I'm like throughout the whole session I was holding a phone in my ear to hear you
Oh, you should have told me before.
because I don't want to interrupt in between.
No, no,
So
no.
that's the reason.
It's important to tell that. That's why I was asking at the beginning of the session itself, are you able to hear nicely? No.
Yeah, in
Are you able
beginning
to?
it was good, but later it was like hard to understand. But it's fine. The only thing is like more of the karta bhav is more like how to overcome that. So if you have can elaborate on that in the next sessions so that I can work on it.
Thank you. We'll discuss.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else would like to add anything? Amma Sushil Kamataji, are you okay with the question
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, definitely. Prabhu,
of
but yeah,
how not to be of how when to be sakshi and when not to be a sakshi?
yeah, yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry, you're saying something.
No, it's just so when we are Sakshi, and when there is a
Mhm.
situation where we have to be Sakshi, then also a lot of emotions go through in the heart. and that's because of the absorption in that situation, right, Prabhuji? So
See, we are not trying to be hard-hearted in any way. On the other side, we need to understand what we need to take to the heart, what we shouldn't take to the heart.
mm,
It is also very important. What I should dwell, what I should really aspire, and then you should do what you're supposed to do. And then as a duty, then after that, you should leave it in the hands of the Lord. But we should also understand what we need to really contemplate, what we really need to meditate, what we really need to think about. Because once again, this place is very temporary place. That doesn't mean that we forget our responsibilities. On the name of temporary, there's a chance of forgetting or leaving our responsibility. That is not correct. Because Arjuna, on that state, he was telling, I don't want to fight. He was trying to leave his responsibility. That is when Krishna began to speak Gita. So likewise, we should understand which one we should contemplate, which one we should keep it to the heart, or which one we should leave. Right? So, as for a time, place, circumstance, and situation, we should really understand which one we should put it in the heart, which one we should. So, see, nothing is in our hands again. But whatever from our side we should do that. Then after that, we should leave it in the hands of the Lord. So we should do it. Again, it depends from situation to situation. Right.
yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so very much, Prabhu. Thank you. It helps a lot. Thank you so very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you all very much. With Kajan Internet, the words is exclusion. Dev. Dev.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Let's all pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you all devotees for joining. Hare Krishna.